They did it. They did it. Clemson 34-31. A final. Looked like it was going to be a runaway ACC championship. It's still an ACC championship. 3.5 Chalai on the 1-5 scale. And I thought we were headed for like 2 Chalai territory, but the rating of this game got enhanced by the way it ended. Said Tuesday, Clemson has been sort of living and dying by these explosive plays. And then I'm looking at the first 8 minutes of the game here. Touchdown play, 35 yards. Touchdown play, 43 yards. It's 21-7 at the end of the first quarter. I was on my flight last night watching it saying, he found a way. He found a way to do it. Now, I never wrote SMU off because I thought SMU was, candidly, I thought they were the better team coming into the game. But they didn't win last night. And the game script got really out of whack on them really quick. You look around, and in the world we live in now in college football, unfortunately, everything's viewed against the backdrop of the playoff. You can't just win a conference championship and celebrate the conference championship. It just immediately goes to, okay, but what are you seeded? Okay, are you going to get a first-round bye? It's just so stupid. So I'm congratulating Clemson on winning the national championship. I don't have to immediately revert to, here's what I think they will or won't do in the playoff. Or there's another school of thought out there like, man, this team wouldn't have won blank in years past. They wouldn't have won this or that in years past. Here's what you have to do in sports, in college football, period. You have to be better than the second best team that given year in whatever it is you're competing for. So SMU is the second best team in the ACC, as it turns out, and Clemson beat them. So Clemson wins the ACC championship. And you hear that? That's it. That's the conversation. There's nothing else. And Cade Klubnik, credit to him, I think he had his best game in that uniform. 262 through the air, 4 touchdowns. They, as an offense, handled the pass rush well enough. They handled the SMU pressure well enough, not perfectly. Like SMU did get home, but they were going to do that. SMU was the #1 pressure team in FBS coming into this game. They were going to do that, but it did not fatally hurt Clemson. Quite the opposite. They were comfortable most of the game until the very end. Back in spring, we were talking about signees and early enrollees. And we mentioned a couple of receivers, and one of them was Bryant Wesco, who, even though they were going to be true freshmen, we thought were going to fundamentally alter the Clemson wide receiver room. They immediately brought a different athletic profile than any other player that they've had there in a few years. Wesco last night, 8 catches, 143, 2 touchdowns. He's the difference in the game. He didn't do it single-handedly, but he won the ACC championship for Clemson. He punched Clemson's ticket to the playoff. It's been a very imperfect, bumpy, flawed, up-and-down year, but when it mattered the most, they had one of their youngest guys come through, and it goes to show you in the vintage Clemson years or in this year, when you're going to win a title, it's going to be difference makers at the wide receiver position that have done it for Clemson. I think that it's very imperative to view this through the proper spectrum. And I don't know that people are going to be able to do it, but I'm going to try and do it. Just appreciate the here and now. There's a lot of time to talk about playoffs. You've got all spring and summer to talk about where this Clemson team ranks and whatever. I don't know why people like to do it, but they do. It's all about comparatives and lists and stuff. They're going to give you a 9th ACC championship trophy under Dabo. He's 9-1 in this game now. And you're going to put that on your shelf there, and they can't take it away. No one can come take it away. You get blown out 30-10 in whichever playoff game you play out. Doesn't matter. They can't take that away from you. So congrats to Clemson. As for SMU, it was kind of wait and see mode with them. I had a lot of confidence in them coming into this game, but I was wrong. I was wrong to have the level of confidence I did. Let me say that. The wait and see was they hadn't played Miami this year. They hadn't played Clemson, obviously. They hadn't played Cuse. They hadn't played Georgia Tech. They had not played the best teams in their conference. They had not been mightily challenged out of conference by a high-level roster. They played Brigham Young and lost, but Brigham Young does not fit that description either. So we were kind of waiting to see them against this caliber of roster, and they didn't hold up well. We needed to find out about them. We found out they didn't hold up well. The game dynamics got crooked early. I did think they were on the wrong side of officiating in this game. I absolutely believe that. Red Lashley was the color of this logo behind me all night, and with good reason. He had reason to be aggravated. But nothing fundamentally changes here. Oh, with either team, to me. I don't really feel much different about either team. Probably in the aggregate feel a little bit lesser about SMU and how they match up, because I just thought they matched up better against Clemson, but they didn't. So that's it. I think that's more credit to Clemson and credit to Dabo Swinney. Nothing fundamentally changes here. I know that this probably reinforces in Dabo's mind that his way of doing things is the right way. And it was either already the right way or it wasn't the right way, and this doesn't change it. I mean, we're talking about a field goal at the buzzer to win what ended up being a very competitive game, but your take, your philosophy on the portal or you're the entire way you construct your roster, it doesn't change game to game like this. Your opinion on the guy, my opinion on Dabo Swinney is no different than it was Friday afternoon. If I were to go to eat lunch with you then, if I went to eat lunch with you today, it's no different. The future of Clemson football is really no different if you think that they're going to continue cruising at the same altitude or if you think they're going to get through this and then precipitously decline. Nothing changes. It doesn't have to be about that, is my point. It can just be Clemson won an ACC championship, and we congratulate them. So listen, Clemson won the ACC, and we congratulate them. Now, on to the playoff.